One of the first cloud offerings to gain mass adoption was cloud storage. Cloud offered storage at comparable prices to on-premise storage with a consumption model that eliminated upfront costs and delays. As cloud storage has grown in popularity, the price has trended downward, increasing its popularity even more. The flexibility and cost savings possible with cloud storage offerings does not come without a trade-off, the largest of which is data gravity. Data gravity is a term coined by Dave McCory. It describes the attraction of apps and services to the point where the data resides. Simply put, where you put your data will most likely be where you put your apps. The reason for this is both technical and business related. From a technical perspective, the amount of data that can be transferred, measured in bandwidth, and the speed at which you can access it, measured in latency, are typically greater within a cloud environment than to or from that same environment. The business side of it comes down to cost. Data transfer within a cloud environment is far cheaper than data transfer to and from that cloud. Because of these factors, data gravity can create a form of cloud lock-in, wherein IT teams are compelled to use the various services available within the cloud where their data exists, as well as run all their workloads there. Even for organizations that run all workloads in a single provider, this creates an artificial stickiness with that cloud, making the desire to change providers for any reason more difficult. When addressing the data gravity challenge, it's important to define what data dependencies you have. Understanding which apps and services rely on what data will allow you to define the right model of data access for your organization. There are two sides to this assessment. One, which of my cloud apps and services require data stored on-premise or in the cloud? Two, which of my on-premise or other cloud apps require data in this cloud? The answer to these questions begin to narrow the scope of your exposure to data gravity issues. At the low end of the spectrum, you will run all workloads in one public cloud with minimal exposure. At the far end of that same spectrum, you are an established enterprise with on-premise resources and service consumption spread across multiple clouds in the form of IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, or some combination. The greater your exposure, the more important it will be to plan to minimize the effects of data gravity. A common approach to minimizing data gravity is to house and replicate data between cloud-neutral points. An enterprise could use multiple data distribution data centers of their own to store data while making that data available to resources running in any cloud. This option provides a great deal of flexibility while significantly reducing the impact of data gravity. The key to approaches like this is the speed, latency, and access throughput, bandwidth, available between where the data is stored and the cloud environment. Depending on data center locations, these requirements can range from challenging to impossible. A common solution to this is utilizing co-location facilities at providers who offer cloud adjacency and on-ramp capabilities within their locations. These providers offer bandwidth and latency comparable to internal cloud connections at a fraction of the cost. In the next video, we'll discuss how you tie all this together across the globe with networking connectivity. Stay tuned, as all of these cloud services really don't matter if you can't get your data to and from them.